Hello, guys, and welcome to my second episode of Storytime with Mr. Saturday. Now, my first episode was about my first fight, basically, where I hit Adrian face with my knee, and that was basically it. Now, in today's episode, I am going to be telling you guys a story about being the only black kid in school. So, if you guys do enjoy this story, leave a like and a comment, and also, if you would like, please subscribe. With that being said, enjoy the story. As I mentioned earlier, this story is about being the only black kid in school. So in 2003, me and my family came on a rubber boat to Norway with our 5 monkeys and 2 lions. No, I'm just kidding, guys. We came on flight in 2002, me, my brother, and my mother. So in 2003, I started school, and at my first school, I was the only black kid in school. Now, I've gone to approximately, I think it should be 5 different schools up to until now. I am 19 years old, so 5 schools in what, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, which is, I think, should be 13 years if my math is correct. I do suck in math, so apologies there. But anyways, in all these schools, I've most often been the only black kid at my school. So being the only black kid in a school is really weird. Now, guys, I'm not trying to be racist or to have like a racist or educational video about race, but it's just a funny story that I've experienced and something that I really noticed when you are the only black person in a class or in a school. And hopefully you guys have also experienced the same thing. So if you had or if you have experienced something similar, do leave a comment and tell me about your story. I will read them all, and yeah. So anyways, here I am the only black guy in school. So at that time, I felt that kids at my age who were like 7, 8 years old, their parents, I feel, taught them something or some really weird stuff. Like, I used to get questions if I used to live in the jungle or if I had lions as pets or something. Like, if you're from Africa, you're like a savage like Tarzan, running around and just swinging on vines. So these were normal questions I often used to get. Now, in the beginning, I used to say no because it's so absurd for them to think that. But then after a while, I started noticing that on TV, channels like Animal Planet and Exploring Africa always used to show these African tribes, and through social media, it made kids at my age to believe that the whole of Africa was a huge tribe of people running around half naked with their dicks swinging up and down everywhere and just moving around. Which in some parts of Africa, I'm sure it is true, but I wasn't from there. So in the beginning, as I said, I used to always deny it, but after a while, I started embracing it in a funny way because it really created funny situations where my friends would ask me, "Oh, did you have a lion?" And I would be like, "Yeah, I had a lion. He was this big, I used to ride him." And they would be like, "Oh my god, really, you had a lion? That's so sick. What was it called?" And so on and so forth. Also, being the only black kid in school also brings different types of funny situations. Now, on one hand, you are this exotic type of person who is different than everybody else, but on the other hand, you are different than everybody else. So some kids hadn't even seen someone black before. I know it seems weird. It seems weird, but at the time it was 2003. Norway was just getting their first few Afro-Americans or Afro-Africans into the country. So some people weren't quite used to seeing a black color, especially the kids. So some of them would even come to me and be like, how are you brown? How do you look different than how we do? Have you like been in the sun for a while? And as I said, guys, I was quite small at the time, 6, 7, 8 years old. So at the time, I wasn't quite sure why I was different than them. I had an idea of it, but I wasn't quite sure. So I often used to ask my mother, like, Mom, why am I black and why do I look different than Peter or Adrian? Those are guys from my last story. So if you want to watch the story about me beating Adrian, just click the link in the description and you guys can enjoy that one. But anyways, I used to ask my mom different types of questions about why I'm black, why I'm the only black kid. And she used to tell me the most funny thing. I don't want to say stupid because my mom ain't stupid, but she used to tell me that it's because I'm special. So I went around telling the other kids in class that, well, I'm black because I'm special. And I know right now you guys are thinking that sounds so weird, but in my mind at the time it was logical. Like, I'm black because I'm special. Now, special might sound in an arrogant way, but it wasn't really in an arrogant way that I said it to the other people. So I was this guy who is quite special because he's black. And in today's society, that is so absurd to even comprehend that you are special because you're black, because we're all the same actually. But at that time, it was quite funny. The other thing that is quite weird about being the only black guy in school or in your class is that when you're the only black person in your class, people tend to look at you as if you have a different way of thinking than them. I mean, we do have a different way of thinking, but keep in mind that most of my life I've grown up in Norway. I mean, I came when I was 6 years old, so my African past I can't really remember as good as I can my Norwegian past. But for some odd reason, people used to feel that I had this special knowledge that they didn't have. And throughout me growing up, throughout the cultures of hip-hop and all different type of stuff, I tend to always meet people who feel as if and how the hell did I not see that guy? Sorry guys, I'm watching the gameplay in the background, I'm like, what am I doing? But anyways, as I was saying, people tend to view you in a different way than they normally do back then. I mean, now it's normal to see black guys and it's normal to have your black friend, but at the time it was different in some kinds of way. I mean, it's not as worse as back when we had slaves and all that, but it is a different way of speaking to someone who is of a different ethnicity than who is the same as you. So at the time, of course, I had black friends in other schools, and when I was with them, I could speak with them in a different way than I would do with my Norwegian friends. I'm not quite sure if you guys have experienced it before, but if you are with your, let's say, Spanish friend, I'm sure you guys speak differently with your Spanish friend if you're Spanish than with your American friends, because the culture is the same. You guys like the same stuff, the same music maybe, have experienced the same thing. So it is a little bit different being with someone who is from the same place as you than who isn't. Now that being said, as I was saying earlier, I almost got off topic there, but being the only black kid in school throughout the years has really taught me different types of things. And some of these few things is that sometimes you have to adapt to the place you find yourselves. Now, of course, always be who you are, but you also have to adapt to the circumstances. Because throughout my life, I've noticed that growing up with new, different cultural environments around me, I was never the typical gangster or hip-hop black guy who raps and who you see on TV or even in media with their pants down. I were more often like a white black person, if that makes any sense. But sometimes I like to put a front on me where I seem more gangster than what I actually am. So there came a period where I started acting more black than what I actually am, and it was it was so funny. You guys could even see the fear in some of my friends' face when they saw me, because they were like, "Oh shit, here's that stereotypical black guy again." So, with that being said, guys, it's just a funny time and period in my life, and I just wanted to share you guys my experiences of being the only black guy in school. Today, right now, in my class, I don't have, or actually I do have some few black people attending my school, so it is quite good. I mean, of course, once again, there's nothing wrong with having white friends or friends of other ethnicity, but as I mentioned, you do have a different relationship with people. Oh my god, how did I not kill him? With people from your same country or the same culture than everybody else. Now guys, we did lose the match, but if you guys did enjoy this video, leave a like and a comment in the description, and even share your story. Have a nice day, guys.